Hello, I'm Adam from Sam Gamers, and today we'll be continuing our Pyromania coverage because what else are we going to talk about? Bug fixes? Let's get started. Introduced as the sole non-reskin for the Pyro and the Pyromania update, this weapon appears to be cobbled together from many different machine parts. Sporting an orange safety tip, one might confuse this gun for a jumper weapon. In-game, however, there's no jumper weapon to be seen, and thank goodness. This weapon suffers a 50% loss in damage over other flares, but it makes up for it with a bunch of neat utility tweaks, some not shown in the text even. For starters, even though the initial damage is nerfed, the afterburn still deals 60 damage over 10 seconds. This weapon will not crit on burning targets, however, reducing its usability as a finishing weapon. What this weapon shines at, however, is harassment. Hitting a target causes the flare to do a detonator-style explosion and knock back anybody hit by the projectile itself. Regardless of the angle of impact, enemies are pushed back in the same way. This means this weapon is the ultimate sniper harassment tool, and it's only hard countered by the cozy camper. The further the flare travels before hitting the impact, the more severe the knockback is. However, it only knocks back on a direct impact, so hitting any object will cause a small explosion that deals minor damage instead. It's also possible to flare jump with this weapon, but it's honestly not effective enough to justify its use for this mechanic over the detonator. Clocking in at 15 damage for a direct hit and a fire time of 2 seconds, this weapon is limited to its afterburn damage and harassment capability. Even though this afterburn does not suffer, the lack of criticals on burning targets severely hurts this weapon's damaging abilities. The afterburn may also be applied to multiple targets with a single flare, since sometimes the flares bounce off of direct hit targets, allowing for another person to be hit, or allowing the flare to double dip on the same person. Due to its lack of burst damage, it's recommended to use the extinguisher along with the degreaser to finish off foes in short order, since an air blast and a flare simply won't cut it anymore. The Pyro needs a way to deal large amounts of burst damage, and since this weapon doesn't fill that requirement, the extinguisher is needed. Another loadout would be with a backburner and back scratcher. This loadout allows the Pyro to roam around away from medics and the rest of the team to flank and kill the enemy while keeping snipers or light classes that might have picked up on the slaughter out of commission. This loadout may be risky since it depends on the knockback and fear of fire, but it gives intelligent Pyros excellent team disabling capabilities. If harassment with insane amounts of fire and annoying knockback are your fortes, this flare gun is custom made for you. The knockback can save your life by sullying a sniper's aim or keeping a charging demo knight off of you. In the end, this community spotlighted flare gun is quite poorly described by its stat text and is really more than the sum of its parts. Thanks for watching. This was Adam from Sam Gamers. Expect the cleaner's Carbine next, and then we are back to the old grind because we'll be completely done with the Pyromania update. Thank God. So we will be doing the degreaser after that, I think. I recorded that before the Pyromania update, but it kind of dropped and ruined my plans, so I'm going to be glad to get that off of my hard drive. Other than that, subscribe for more. I guess I can't really say Pyromania coverage now, but do it anyway. Until then, stay tuned.